Ubisoft has been struggling a lot over the past couple of years, but over the past 12 months, they've really shown how little they actually care about what their customers want. Skull and Bones came out and it was a quadruple A failure. We'd been waiting years for that, for a nice, fun, open world pirate experience, and we got slop. It was a complete and utter failure, and nobody's playing it at this point. They came out with X Defiant, which was supposed to be the Call of Duty killer, but because it took them years from announcement to the official release date, the hype for it had died down. Star Wars Outlaws was definitely not as good as the more recent Star Wars experiences like Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. Those games sold a combined 15 million copies where Outlaws couldn't even sell two, and they had put the most amount of money ever towards its marketing budget. But then we have had Assassin's Creed Shadows, which has not even come out yet, and it's already a major failure because of all of the backlash that it's faced. But now it looks like Ubisoft is admitting how poorly they're doing because they have released their financial results for the last 9 months ending December 31st, 2024, reporting significant declines in revenues and net bookings. The firm remains optimistic, it's claimed, with the upcoming release of Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the pre-sales of the title are reported to be tracking solidly and on par with the franchise's second highest earner, Odyssey. This is a very similar statement that we heard about Dragon Age the Veilguard, that it was tracking solidly and it was on par with Acquisition, even though we now know that that was a complete and utter lie. This is the problem with companies and their statements, is that they can say whatever the hell they want before release. It's only after that they actually have to accurately report numbers. Before, though, they could say it's doing absolutely amazing, everybody's talking about it and praising it, and they love it, even if it's not the case. So the numbers are really looking bad for them. The revenue was 990 million euros, down 31.4% year on year. The net bookings were 944 million euros, down 34.8%. Digital net bookings were 784 million, and the back catalog net bookings were 762 million. So all of them are down quite significantly. But it also says, despite a significant 51.8% decline year on year in net bookings for Q3, Ubisoft highlighted that it was in line with its revised expectations of 300 million for the period. And you have to keep in mind that they really expected 2024 to be one of their best years ever. They had a quadruple A game, the first allegedly on the market, with Skull and Bones. X Defiant was going to be a COD killer. Star Wars Outlaws, massive IP, massive name, should have, for all intents and purposes, been a major success. And then Assassin's Creed Shadows was supposed to launch. But as we got closer to the release of AC Shadows, it's very clear that they knew 2024 was going to be a complete wash for them. So they decided, you know what, let's just delay it into next year, and then maybe we can actually make some money. We can turn things around and make it look good. But this really does not look good for them. And I truly believe that all of the rumors were correct, that they want Tencent and the Guillemot family to take them private and try to turn the company around very silently. Is that going to happen? I'm not necessarily sure, but they are not going to last very long with this sort of major decline year on year. Ubisoft remains optimistic about its next quarter, they've claimed, and is expecting net bookings to increase following the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows on March 20th. Shadows is one of the only games they actually have to release this year because, again, they were expecting Skull and Bones to be around to constantly update, and X Defiant to update, and Star Wars Outlaws also is a game that was supposed to be getting a bunch of rounds of DLC. So all of those plans have fallen through, and judging by the backlash surrounding Shadows, I don't think that this is going to be some blowout smashing success for them. I do think that it's going to do okay because Assassin's Creed is a very big name, a very big franchise, but I do not think that it is going to sell 20 or 30 million copies that they'd really need to be able to magically turn things around in one single year. So this is very bad news. And of course, people are talking about it on social media. There's people saying Ubisoft needs to reduce costs. It's clear the following initiatives was a net negative, both in terms of costs and public perception. How the fuck is the stock going up? I hope no one tells Jason not on Valentine's Day. I can't wait for them to go bankrupt. Nobody should feel sorry for corporations, which I totally and completely agree with. Companies do not care about you. They do not care about the characters you love. They do not care about making amazing games. They just care about making money. And if we say enough is enough, they're going to have to continue to go above and beyond our expectations. And well, it looks like they might not even be around for long enough to turn things around. So I will, of course, be keeping my eye on this, but we're only a month away from Shadow's release, and things are not looking good in terms of any of their games that have released or are releasing in the near future. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.